Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Beth and today I've prepared such a delicious dinner and I'm sharing it with you. It's a crock pot meal. I had almost everything on hand to put it together. Beef and vegetable soup. It smells so good. I also decided that it would be a good day to make hoe cakes. That's what those are right there. What is a hoe cake? Watch and find out. They're so easy and they are delicious. I have had one already. I added a little butter on top. It was everything. Let me show you how I put all this together. It's so super easy. You're gonna wanna make it. Let's go. First thing in this recipe, we're gonna get the party started by browning up 2 pounds of ground beef. And then we're gonna chop 1 onion. I used sweet Vidalia. To the ground beef, I'm gonna add some of this homemade seasoning mix that I made. It's salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. It's actually really good. It's kind of like Kinder's, so I kept the bottle, but it is homemade. I'm also gonna chop up this onion. Bless you. And the recipe that I'm loosely following says to add this right to the crock pot, but I'm gonna add it to the ground beef and cook it up all together. Next, I'm gonna cut up these little red potatoes and I'm gonna add them straight to the crock pot. And I'm just gonna cut them into bite-sized chunks. In addition to the potatoes that are in the crock pot already and the ground beef and onions I've got cooking on the stove, I'm gonna need 3 cans of diced tomatoes. I only had 2, so I'm gonna use the 2 plain ones that I have and then 1 can of Rotel. So this is gonna have a little bit of heat to it. I think it's gonna be really good. We need 4 cups of beef broth, Italian seasoning, and this is the one that I have. It's from Members Mark, that's at Sam's Club. So I'm just gonna add some of that. I like to use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I like the way that this pairs with ground beef or beef in general. It's also good with chicken too. I love Dano's original, so we're gonna be adding some of this as well. And then the recipe called for 16 ounces of mixed vegetables. So I was just gonna go with this one. It's a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna use that one. And then I saw this one as well. And it says 12 ounces as well. But I thought this looked really good and it claims to be a soup mix. So I love okra. So I'm gonna add both. So we'll have lots of veggies. And now I'll add the beef broth. I just have 1 carton here. If I need to add more liquid, I'll probably just fill in with water. See how much this covers. All right, let's give this a little stir. This is gonna make a lot of soup. I'm planning to make some Johnny cakes to go along with, or you might know them as Hoe Cakes. They are essentially cornbread pancakes. So now I'm gonna pop the lid on and I'm gonna set it to low for 6 hours. So there we go. I forgot to add salt and pepper, so I'm just gonna add a good pinch of each. Also, one more thing, I just wanted to note the amount of liquid in here. It does seem like there's not enough liquid in here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep an eye on it throughout the day because I have a feeling that this will probably render some of its own liquid as it cooks. So, but you know, that's always something you can adjust during the day. So I'm just gonna keep an eye. Alrighty then, I'm starting on the hoe cakes, and in this bowl I've put my dry ingredients. I've got 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a cup of yellow cornmeal, a tablespoon of sugar, 3½ teaspoons of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. So here I have 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. It's actually just milk with a little bit of vinegar. I've got 2 eggs. And to that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of oil. I like to use coconut oil. Ooh, I hear some thunder outside. Let's combine these dry ingredients. Let's go ahead and add our wet ingredients. And let me combine these and I'll be right back. So here we have a pretty thick batter. The next ingredient is a 1/3 cup of water. We're just supposed to add about half of that and then more as needed, just so we can get a nice consistent batter. I added 1/2 of the water and then about 1/4 more. So I still have some left over here in the bottom of the measuring cup. I'm gonna go ahead and heat up a couple tablespoons of olive oil in my cast iron skillet. I'm going to turn it to medium-high heat. And let's add that oil. So just, you know, some olive oil. All right, it's looking pretty hot over here. See the smoke? Might be a little too hot. It says to measure out about 1/4 cup for each one. So let's see. This batter might need a little bit more water. And usually the first one, like a pancake, usually turns out kind of wonky. So we're gonna see how that first one goes. This batter is pretty thick. Oh, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It's hot. So you just want to cook it like a pancake. That's literally what it is. It's like a cornmeal pancake. Now, I didn't grow up with these, but they are Southern. And if you didn't know, we do live in South Carolina. And I've made these a few times. This is actually, I think I made these out of the Paula Deen cookbook. Probably one of the very first things I made out of her cookbook, because I just wanted to embrace Southern culture, being that I am Southern and everything. Okay. That is poofing up nicely. I don't know if you can tell on the screen. Look at how pretty that is. I'm just gonna put them over here on that little tray. This pan is so hot, y'all. Looking good. You could also top these with butter. You know, like when you take them off and put them over on the plate, you could put butter on them. I think I'm gonna just leave them as is. People can put butter on them as they enjoy them later with dinner. So that's how to do it. That's the gist.
Which company?
Hoe Cakes. Hoe Cakes. What are y'all doing? I think it's been raining outside. I thought I just heard thunder. Like I said earlier, I really don't make these very often, but every time I do, they are such a hit and they're so easy to make, so I really should make them more often. These were the perfect addition to the beef and vegetable soup, and let me tell you about the soup. It was so good. It smelled like my grandma's kitchen in the best way possible. This was such a comforting, delicious, heartwarming meal, and it made tons of leftovers. This is everyday life. All right, get a little butter on the hoe cake. This looks so good.
Yes.
Doesn't our kitchen smell delish?
It smells divine.
Yes. This meal was 10 out of 10. Just a really good classic dinner that your family is sure to love. So I hope that you will remember it next time you're looking for inspiration. To put together this shredded Mexican beef, these are the ingredients that I'm using. I am roughly following a recipe, but I'm going to be using salt and pepper, crushed tomatoes, a little paprika, some cumin, a beer. This is just what we had here at the house. I'm going to chop up 1 onion and 1 jalapeno, and I've got about 4 pounds of stew beef I'm going to put into the crock pot. We're going to let it cook all day, and I think it's going to be good. We're going to wrap it up in some tortillas. It's going to be delightful, I do believe. If you're looking for a different take on Taco Tuesday, this recipe will not disappoint. It's not your typical taco seasoning, ground beef, shredded chicken, etc. taco. It's like tacos elevated. It's not very much heat. I actually think it could have used a little bit more jalapeno. Everyone in my family loved this. It was so good. I'm going to scrape all these seeds out using the spoon. I'm going to scrape it right into the trash can because we don't want that much heat. I'm going to do both. Something else that I wish we had on this day, which we just didn't, and I didn't want to go back to the grocery store, but I really wish we had fresh cilantro and lime juice. In the slow cooker, I have stew meat, and then in the bottom is the onions and jalapeno. The meat is still just a little bit frozen, but I was able to break it up. And I'm going to add all the seasonings, and I will put those in the description box or in the comments. All right, okay, so I've got the spices and seasonings added in, and from here I'm just going to pour over the tomatoes. As well as the beer. Now you could substitute broth or water. Then we're going to set it and forget it for about 8 hours on low. I've already set it. Now off to homeschool the kids while this does all the work. I love a slow cooker. Love it. The meat cooked to perfection. It was fork tender and so delicious. And I always like to use stew beef instead of a roast. I just feel like it does better. All right, so I decided to build mine like a New Mexican style enchilada. So I put a little bit layer of the liquid on the bottom. I put some meat and some cheese and another tortilla and some of the chili liquid on top with cheese. This looks so good. It smells so good. I am starving. So let's eat. I can already tell this is going to be good. The girls already ate. They said it was really good, and Robbie is enjoying his right now. Bon appetit, y'all. This looks so good. The rest of my family made tacos the normal way, just wrapped in the tortilla, but I wanted mine this way, which, like I said before, is a New Mexican style, enchilada style. It was so good. So good. Even Robbie down there, 2 thumbs up. A couple other things we are eating this week. We've got some wings fresh off the smoker. Brandon smoked them with a lemon pepper seasoning. They smell phenomenal. Over here we've got a freshly made tater tot breakfast casserole. It's got ground sausage, tater tots, cheese, and eggs, and some seasonings. I think salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little parsley on top. And then today I also, now look, these are not the most beautiful, but I did can up some chicken soup. It's got chicken, carrots, celery, turmeric, salt, pepper, onions. Yeah, smells really good too. I've never canned this before, so I just did 5, and maybe I'll be making some more after we try them out. I forgot to mention that I did make some homemade ranch. I've got to share this with y'all on the channel, this recipe. I will probably do that soon. It is so good. It's the best ranch I've ever had. It's delicious. So anyway, we're having fresh homemade ranch to go along with those lemon pepper wings. Today I am breaking out the slow cooker again. I have a bunch of potatoes, and I actually also have carrots and celery on hand as well right now. So I thought, what better way to put these to use than to make a potato soup. I just got out a bunch of potatoes. I washed them up really nicely, washed the carrots and the celery stalk. I'll also be using 1 onion. I'm gonna chop that up. The other ingredients are going to be, we're gonna use a little parsley, a little paprika, a little garlic powder, some salt and pepper to taste, 1 quart of chicken broth. Now, I didn't have any, so I just used a quart-sized jar, filled it with filtered water, and added some of this Knorr chicken bouillon. It's gonna be delicious. Towards the end of this recipe, we're gonna add some evaporated milk. Let's go. I wanted to pop on and just say hello, show my face a little bit. We're having a slow day here at the house, so I'm just going au naturel with my face and hair. But I just wanted to welcome you and say thank you for being here today. If you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe. I like to do food, homeschool, and family-friendly content, so if that's something that you're into, we would love to have you join our YouTube family. It's kind of overcast, and the weather is just giving beautiful southern fall, cozy, overcast vibes. I'm here for it. I love that so much. So it's a perfect day for the slow cooker. Let's get cooking and, make up something delicious. And I'm gonna peel these potatoes, but not completely. I just wanna get a lot of the peel off. I forgot that I also want to add some butter to this recipe, so I'm going to go ahead and put it into the slow cooker. I've just got a stick of butter, and I'm going to put it in with the onions that I've already chopped and put into the bottom. And I also already set the temperature for low and the timer for about 6.5 hours. And there we go. It'll start getting nice and warm and melty while I finish chopping up the rest of the ingredients. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and put in the broth. Nothing like a good soup on a fall day. Would you put the box and the papers and stuff out by the desk and please? Thank you. Got some parsley. We're going to put about a tablespoon. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to put a teaspoon of paprika. You can put any kind of paprika. I like smoked, and I also like the Spanish style. And then I've got salt and pepper. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle some in there. I like to use, right now I'm using the pink Himalayan salt. I like it a lot. And I have coarse ground black pepper. So here's all of our ingredients chopped up. And like I said, this is gonna cook all day together. I might add a little bit more liquid. But this is gonna cook until everything is soft, and then I'm gonna take my immersion blender and blend it all up until it's smooth. Maybe like, I don't know, sometime before, yeah, we definitely need more liquid here. But a little bit before it's time to serve, I'm going to add the can of evaporated milk. That'll be a really nice addition to this soup. All right, let me get a little more water. I just added a little bit more. I don't want to overdo because I'm sure some of these vegetables are going to render their own liquid, so I don't want it to be like too liquidy, but we can always adjust later. And I'll bring you back in a little bit. We have about 30 minutes left on the soup cook time, and I just wanted to bring you in and show you these vegetables. So you see that carrot just easily broke. Same for the potato. I really love this tool, even though this is literally the only thing I use it for. But I'm just gonna stick it in, push the button. So you see it's pretty smooth. Whether you like it smooth or chunky, just do it however you like it. Leave a little bit more of the vegetables whole or blend it all the way up, whatever you like. And then we're just gonna add the 1 can of evaporated milk. Just gonna stir that a little bit together. Feels pretty smooth all the way through. There might be a couple of potato chunks, maybe a carrot or 2 in there, but overall it feels pretty smooth. Oh, there's a carrot right there. I'm so excited about it because this overcast day is actually pretty chilly outside, and this soup smells amazing. It's warm and cozy. I'm so happy I made this today. I've been mulling this over all day and what I was going to do with this cooked chicken. So I cooked this back in July. I did several chicken breasts in the crock pot and I just shredded them up. I used some of them and then I put some in the freezer. So I have this bag. It's been in the freezer. I took it out yesterday. It's all the way thawed today. I have this Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo wing sauce, and I think I'm going to combine these two together. I might use some tonight, maybe to make like a chicken quesadilla type thing to go with our potato soup, but also to have during the week. I think this would be so good on salad because I have this homemade ranch that I think this is just going to be so good together. So I'm going to give it a try. I don't have a set recipe or anything. I'm simply going to just eyeball this. I think it's going to be good. Okay. When I cook this, I think I just seasoned it with salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic. I don't know, but it's pretty basic. Not a whole lot of flavor on the chicken already. Okay, funny story. This does not have like the little small top with like the small squeeze out. It's just one big opening. We were at a birthday party a couple weeks ago and they had this sauce to go with some chicken tenders. And several people didn't realize that this was just a big opening and like sloshed this sauce all over their whole plate. Good thing it's a good sauce, but it was quite a surprise. I'm just gonna stir that together. Looks like a pretty good coverage. All right, we are gonna make the dream come true. We've got the buffalo shredded chicken, some delicious tortillas. I've got my homemade ranch, and I've got some butter about to be melting on this cast iron skillet. I've got the tortilla, a little bit of cheddar cheese. I put on some shredded chicken with, you know, the delicious buffalo sauce. I'm gonna add a drizzle of this ranch just a little bit, all the way across. And then we're gonna let the magic happen. I'm just gonna close it over. And I'm gonna let it cook. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at it. Yum. Soup is ready. It looks and smells amazing. Of course, I had to top it with some ranch. I'm telling y'all, it's my new favorite obsession. And here's a lineup of the buffalo chicken quesadillas. Serena had one. She said they are phenomenal. So I cannot wait to eat. Bon appetit.
I'll just keep it on my napkin. You should dip one in your soup.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Real good.
It's not good. Give it all to me.
Give it all to you. To go along with these cozy fall slow cooker recipes, I wanted to share a little bit of planting that I've done this fall season just up here on my front porch. I bought this nice size planter and filled it with what I think are some of the most beautiful fall colors and tucked a little pumpkin in there. I just think it turned out so beautifully. And then these mums are my annual favorite fall purchase. I love that dark burnt orange color the most. It's my favorite. And this little pot, I moved some succulents into this pot, tucked a little pumpkin in the top, and I just thought it looked so precious. I just love the way it turned out. So that's just a little peek on our front porch. Here also is a view of some of that overcast fall weather that we have been experiencing so much of here where I live. Well, I hope you gained some inspiration from this video, and I hope you'll try some recipes. Thank you for adding a dash of gratitude to your day. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you on the next one.